Thank you so much for Isra, and thank you, Dr. Prakash Kandekar, who has been my mentor, and due to which, whatever I've achieved, I'm here today to share with you all. Dr. Prakash Kandekar has wonderfully explained all the topics regarding how nutrition, what foods, and what uh, hygienic levels we have to maintain in order to protect ourselves from this unforeseen virus. This bacteria and viruses that caused recently a lot of havoc in our lifestyle are not visible, but and there are no medications also available, unfortunately, up till as of now. So in this scenario, the best part we can look after is how to take care of our own self by consuming nutritious food. However, it is very difficult for us to keep on consuming each and every meal as a freshly cooked, nutritious meal, and we have to rely on some other packed sort of foods. The major drawback that we find in this pandemic was the stress and the mental disorders that engulfed our life as we were locked inside a house, and nobody prefers to be locked, and they all love their freedom. So my topic of discussion today will be the impact of nutrition on a community behavior. I have chosen this topic as it is not a one person's job to look after his own nutritional needs. He's going to go out and he's going to meet other people. So if it is a cumulative work, we can achieve something which we are yet finding it difficult to achieve. So let's start with some definition. Community is a group of a people living together in the same locality and sharing some characteristic quality like education, healthcare, economic development, etc. The behavior that I have defined is the implementation of our thought into action. We think about something and then we act. That is what I call as a behavior, because that has an impact on others living with us or with whom we are interacting. Nutrition is a nourishment to the body. Dr. Prakash Kondekar has very rightly said that it is ingestion, digestion, absorption, the whole process is called as a nutrition. So that process at the end is delivering nourishment to the body, that is regulating all our biochemical pathways, which determines our physiological, morphological, and psychological appearance. Hence, nutrition has an impact on the complete outlook of what we are. So, what are the influencing factors on our behavior? As I said, that motivation, right now, a lot of depressing news we are hearing. Someone has lost a person because of this COVID, someone has been admitted inside the hospital, some are having other diseases. So, all this negativity does affect our way of behavior also. And that is a major influencing factor on that will define that how nutrition cannot be very well absorbed. Hence, psychological factor is a major contributing factor on our behavior, and we try to look for it today in this topic. The other factors are like personal, which is aging happens, so there are few nutritional deficiencies occurring. That also impacts our behavior as we try to become, we cannot perform the way we want to perform. Economic structure, like we have a crisis with the finances, we cannot think about other things, so stress engulfs us, and that again hinders with our behavior. We become more angry, so that is another factor. Lifestyle, yes, we if we have a very sedentary lifestyle and we just keep on pumping weight and become obese, we feel that our appearance and personality is not up to the level, and that makes you again more depressive. So that these two are the major influencing factors that I feel are influencing our behavior. Others are like cultural and social, some family status or some traditions. So that this sort of factors do affect our behavior. In 1990, mental and neurological disorders have accounted for 10% of our total deaths. That is disability adjusted years. So these that was just 10%, but by 2020 it got projected to 15%. And according to WHO report, we are facing a heavy burden of 61.615 million in 2013. these mental disorders tend us to go and access more of healthcare. As we all know that healthcare is a facility that the more we utilize, it drains our economy. So in order to protect ourselves and be less dependent on our healthcare system, it is better that we as an individual start taking care of our own health, giving priorities to our own nutritious food, exercise, health, and that will help us to be more and more economically sound, resilient, as well as it will help us to be more productive in what we are doing at present. So, few mental disorders that mainly we are is disability. A lot of people are talking about diabetes, cardiovascular disease. These all diseases, once you are um, diagnosed with those diseases, these diseases decrease your working ability by giving you by giving you more burden on accessing to the healthcare. Hence, this non-communicable inflammatory diseases are the major culprit that is engulfing Indian population, especially in the age group of 30 to 70s. So these diseases are putting a real burden, and we need to do something at our own end to address this disease. Others are like depression, schizophrenia, epilepsy, Alzheimer's, and dementia. A very common name that nowadays we are hearing in most of the household with senior citizens living along with us. So these sort of diseases are putting a lot of burden on the country's economic growth as well. So what are the ways that we can address these mental disorders? We have got four different ways to address. One is a medicinal approach. Again, as I said, that it has got its own side effects, and medicines are something that can help you in delaying your delaying your diseases, but it cannot be a cure to your disease for these mental disorders. Holistic approach is another excellent way, which I feel, because it helps you to get your resilient factor. So meditation, exercise, yoga are something that helps you to control your stress levels that are completely unmanageable in today's lifestyle. Natural medicines, depending upon your individual makeup, and of course with a consulting a renowned therapist, you can opt for this natural medicine. Along with that, you need a diet which is rich in antioxidant. I was just reading few research papers while I wanted to develop the product, and I found that Japanese population are very well known for their healthy longevity. Healthy longevity is something that you don't have an access to a healthcare system. Like we have got a lot of people saying that पहले के ज़माने के लोग जो है वो बहुत अच्छा और लंबा जीते थे. So why can't we do it? Because of our lifestyle, because of our eating habits, because of our thought process, everything we have not been able to get a balance about it. So consuming a diet which is rich in antioxidant, so fruits, vegetables, they are the dense sources of antioxidant. However, in this pandemic time, it is better that you wash your vegetables properly, and please refrain yourself from eating raw vegetables or fruits. If possible, have a bit of temperature treatment in order to eliminate some bacterial and viruses that may be present, which we cannot see through our naked eyes. The best solution that I have used is to wash it in a saline water, with a warm saline water. Whenever there are fruit or vegetables coming in my house, we get it washed with our normal saline, heated normal saline water. Dr. Kondekar has told us so many nutrients, and everything it is a culmination of all these things. Nutrition science is not a simple science. It is a very complex science, as it is in a micronutrient amount. The chemicals have an effect that determines our health and our functionality. Few nutrients that are important, as we all know, that they are known as neurotransmitters. What are neurotransmitters? Neurotransmitters are something like, to be explained in a very simple way, it is like your messengers. They carry your message. So these messengers are chemicals like acetylcholine, glutamate, gamma aminobutyric acid, dopamine. We all know that because it's a motivation and happiness hormone, serotonin, and histamine. Acetylcholine is for the muscles contraction, glutamate for excitement of the neurotransmitter, that we feel happy and stuff like that. Gamma aminobutyric acid, normally it is called as fight to flight in stressful condition. Yes, we have seen a lot of stressful condition during this pandemic as as it has engulfed in our life. This stress is managed only by having some resilient factors. So GABA levels, when it rises, the body starts fighting from inside. It's not ready to accept a condition. Let's take an example. Someone has been admitted to a hospital, one of your dearest and nearest one. Definitely you will be under stressful condition. Your brain is not ready to accept that how can he or she be affected and how can he or she be inside a hospital. So at that time the GABA is working on your body. Dopamine is the motivation and happiness. In this pandemic and lockdown, a lot of people, when we were staying at home, we had an issue that motivation and happiness was gone because we humans are too much dependent on moving out and being a social. We are a social people. So at that time, how to keep ourselves happy and motivated? Well, we can use the use of exercise and yoga that will help us in motivating. Okay, this phase should also be passed quickly. So let's not stress ourselves on. That's where the dopamine works for. Or you have a function in the family and it's somebody's birthday, you bake a cake. All that are the motivation and happiness hormones working inside your body. Serotonin, it is modulating your eating, sleep, behavior, and gastrointestinal motility. It is a very important neurotransmitter who transmit a message when should you eat, when should you sleep, what should be your behavior, and whether the food can be passed inside the gastrointestinal. It's basically a determining fact neurotransmitter that we have. Histamine is the brain arousal, how the brain will physiologically and morphologically behave, and that is determined by histamine. Let us see some dietary sources of acetylcholine, like aubergine or brinjal. We normally have kidney beans, moonbeam, spinach, pea, nettle tea. Nettle tea has the highest concentration of acetylcholine. Some sources of glutamate: meats, seafood, seaweeds, cheese, fermented beets, tomatoes. Glutamate has a to achieve glutamate at alkaline level, at alkaline pH 7, glutamic acid is converted to a bioavailable glutamate. So in order to absorb, you need to have a bioavailable component in condition inside your body that will help you to absorb that. So for absorption, this glutamate requires pH level of 7. Some sources of GABA like soybean, green peas, oats, sweet potato, potatoes, chestnut, mushrooms. GABA, as I said, when you are in a trauma, most of the people tend to eat a lot of sugary foods. They tend to eat because the balance of all these neurotransmitters have been disturbed. Hence, to regain that balance, rather than being completely unmindful while having a stressful condition, if we say, for example, if you want to eat a cake, you can switch it with some sweet potato because after all your body is craving for some sugar, so you can replace it. Instead of dumping a high calorie of fat and sugar, having a baked sweet potato would suffice you the same thing. So that is one of the practical way where we can do some self we can do it in a self-resilient way. Dopamine content, banana, or most of the fruits, they are the sources of sweetness. So dopamine is something that will bring, when you eat a sweet, you always feel happy. आज रबड़ी खाया तो बहुत मजा आ गया. So that thing we can do it with the help of fruits. Have a fruit custard. Whenever you feel you want to have something sugar, you can replace it with some things like having a fruit custard or having a fruit salad, that which does not put on more and more of calories inside you. As during this pandemic, we have seen that we are mostly leading a sedentary lifestyle. So hence, maintaining our in context to a sedentary lifestyle, consumption of less sugary and less fat food will help us to keep our metabolism optimal. Serotonin, pomegranate, strawberry, coffee, tea. Serotonin is highly, it is a it is a chemical that regulates our gastrointestinal motility. That is the food that has to be passed. Sometimes a lot of us feel that toxicity is built up inside our body. So that is what regulating our serotonin. All these neurotransmitters have a ability that when they combine, when we lose their balance, these neurochemicals, they will impact directly on our behavior. So that is the reason why these chemicals are very much important to us, and we need to know how to balance them. Some sources of histamine. Histamine has particularly caused a great havoc in food processing industry, as it is naturally present in the foods. But when it comes inside, when we make a process of food, a lot of histamine intoxication is coming, which is leading to our GI tract inflammation. A lot of people are facing a problem with bloating and acidity and stuff like that. So these are all inflammatory diseases of our gastrointestinal tract that lay that will restrict our nutrition absorption. So, if your body is inflamed and is inside an inflammatory process, it is in that condition inside your body is inflamed. All the conditions, nutrition absorption cannot happen. So we need to be more careful on how we keep our body alkaline and how we keep our body at a balanced pH. These this thing can happen when we do a mindful of eating. That is the reason why nutrition has played an important role in this pandemic. Is as at home we normally tend to have a lot of snacking. We found that a lot of reports have come out that people have started doing a shopping that it was not done before. So a lot of shopping has happened in terms of snack foods, beverages, sugary beverages and stuff as they are at home. This has led to a more and more impact on their natural health, and that reduces your natural ability to build your inner immunity. Hence, this in this time, from my side, I would say having a mindful eating with yoga and meditation and having a happy hormone balance regulation will help you to survive this pandemic, as nothing is going to be permanent. Everything is going to go one day. But it is our duty as a human being, we are well aware about our body, and taking a guide from some renowned and recognized therapist in terms of nutrition also, like consulting a dietitian or a nutritionist. Please do not consider your food a very simple food. You should consider yourself to visit a dietitian or a nutritionist. According to your body, they will design your food. If you are not comfortable with it, you can talk to them and they will give you a food that will be helpful to them. We That is all from my side for in this topic.